What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing great and you're staying fit and healthy during this time of period. So in today's video, as you've already seen by the title, we're going to be talking about the best workout split for building the most optimum amount of muscle that you can possibly do. So this is stereotypically positioned on hypertrophy only. If you want to see other videos, specific splits on losing weight and things like that, there is a little combination. But if you want to see more videos, do two little things quickly for me. Is hit that like button because it's down in that section, and also subscribe literally as you're there. So my camera is flashing red. Shit. Okay, and we're back. So what is the best split for building muscle? Now this is genetically down to your specific body types. So if you're genetically gifted and you can train 3 times a week and build muscle, then only do that, because why do more if you don't need to do more? Like, you want to be able to get results at the most simplest possible outcome. So do your body type. And if you don't know that, obviously you've got to do a balance of training. It comes down to trial and error. So train like 3 times a week because it allows you to get enough recovery period in. And then over time, see how that builds. If you start to plateau, then start to increase your training volume and things like that, and train days. So there's not actually like an optimum level. There's specific ways you can do it to be able to hit muscle growth a lot better. So you start off with 3 days a week, see how that works with your recovery period. From there, work up to 4 days, 5 days, and 6 days. Now, what is a specific good split? Now, if you do a 3-day, I would probably recommend do what is a push-pull legs. Split them up between 2 to 3 days, so Monday, Wednesday, Friday, for instance. 4-day, so you got upper, lower. That's a good way of splitting that up. If you do 5 days, you are looking at what's called like a bro split, which is push, pull, chest, back, legs, shoulders, arms, which is, it's good. I mean, it's what a lot of gym bros do, a lot of like bodybuilders and things like that. They stereotypically go for those types of things where you just aim for one specific muscle group. I tend to not, I used to do this, but I started switching it up because I found that I fatigue too quickly on one specific muscle growth. So it's like if you just hit chest, you was doing like 3 exercises, you hit your compounds, by the time you got to your isolations, you're already knackered, and you're not pushing that muscle growth any further, if you should say so. And you're not benefiting, which could just cause you more injury in the long-term run, because if you start going like too much and it's not recovered, then you're overdoing that muscle, and that muscle could cause tension, and then that could cause obviously a lot of injuries. So what I do is a 6-day split. Yes, it's more days, but this is where it comes in handy for me because it's volume and it allows me to train a lot harder. But what I do is a push, pull, legs, day off, push, pull, legs. So this allows you to hit the muscle group in 2 different days. So you hit the volume twice a week on a specific muscle group. So you hit chest twice. Now what I would do is for the first 3, so on the push, pull, legs, for those 3, I would mainly focus on the compound movements of one muscle group. And then on the second set, I would do a compound movement of the other end of the muscle group ends. So what do I mean by this? So for instance, on the first day of push, I would do a chest focused push day. So this will combine of bench press, chest flies, things like that are compound movements, so they're major muscle groups. And then I would finish with shoulders, which will be more isolation movements, not compound movements of shoulders, and then work like that. And also triceps, you can hit heavy and light at the same time. Then on the second, so when you do the second push day that week, I would then do a shoulder focus workout. So all my compound movements will come from shoulder, so like shoulder press, dumbbell press, military press, things like that will be big movements of that area. Because what will happen is if you was to hit both compounds on the same day, they are both very heavy movements. When you do your chest, you're already integrating your shoulder movement into it as it's that push motion, because it's part of that muscle group that attaches to that area. So when you come to doing your compound movement of the shoulder press on the same day, you're going to be fatigued and you're not going to get the numbers you want. And when you don't get the numbers you want, you mentally psych yourself out, and that's where the downfall of this training goes. So I split those up to one focus, chest focus, shoulder focus, like that. Obviously it's a bit different when it comes to back, because with back, there's only, pull, there's only 2 types. You've got back and biceps. Now, I wouldn't recommend going like bicep focused, because, I mean, you can, but I would rather do back compound because it's the harder muscle group and it's one of those muscle groups that you can work quite a lot. So do back compound on both, but use a lot of isolation movements of biceps to try and aim for like different angles. That will also compound to splitting up twice, so you hit the muscle group twice, but you can aim on different angles to be able to create a bigger bicep, bigger peaks, different angles in order to fill that muscle up and become better. So with that being said, on the back focus day, so pull focus, I keep saying back focus, on the pull focus day, I would focus purely on hitting specific types of areas of the back. So on the first day, you could do a lot of wide stuff, so a lot of wide grip pull downs, bent over rows, things like that, which will allow a lot of wide of your lats. Then on the second day, I would work on a lot of narrow back and lower back. So this could be adding in some like RDLs, so Romanian deadlifts, narrow pull downs, low cable rows, things like that can incorporate together to be able to build a nice back, but you still hit the muscle groups in two different sections, but you're focusing it on specific muscle groups. Now this is where it comes into handy with hypertrophy, because it's all about volume in a sense. You still want to hit RPEs to the correct level. So an RPE is a simple term which is from 1 to 10, 1 being easy, 10 being your max exertion rate. All it takes is for building muscle is between 5 and 7 to be an RPE, okay? So if you're hitting a 100 kg bench press as a 1 rep max, then you work at say 70% of that weight. So you work at 70 kg and you work at about 8 to 12 reps is about the rep range for building mass. You would do that for all of your exercises, and that is probably your best outcome for that. So in overall essence, you're hitting 2 different muscle groups along the week. You're focusing it, so you hit every single muscle part that you can possibly do, but you're also doing a lot of compound movement first, because that's your heavy movement, that's the large groups of muscles. Then isolations after, which you're focusing on aspects of the training you want to be corresponding to. So for things like chest, if you want to build a wider chest, you start doing flies. If you was to look at building that outer peak of shoulders, you start doing a lot of side raises. That comes down to a corresponding of how you want your body figure to look like, and you want how that to shape up. So that's my recommendation of what I do for hypertrophy. Obviously this is a little bit different for everybody else, because if you are obviously just doing 3 days a week and things like that, and you're still building muscle, that's absolutely amazing, because your genetics are just gifted. Then you can just focus on push-pull legs 3 times a week. Do compound of 1 movement that week, so focus on chest, focus the 1 week, and then the second week shoulder focused. You can split it like that, okay? Because you're still getting the volume in, but it's spread out longer because you have that recovery time that's a lot better for you, and you grow better. So you don't need to do 6 days a week like I would do. But over time, it might be that your training starts to plateau, so then you start increasing it up to 4 times a week, 5 times a week, and then therefore 6 days a week. But always make sure you have 1 day off at least to recover. But the way that splits up, so when you have a chest on Monday, and then you do chest on Thursday or Friday, for instance, there's a good long period of rest recovery for your muscle group to recover in that time. And that's what is the key to hypertrophy, is recovery. Because a lot of people think that you can just go smash chest every single day and get massive, but it's not the case. Like, you need a good recovery period in there as well, alongside nutrition. You also need enough protein, so you need everything you need. There's a lot of balances in there, so supplementation can help, but that's more for health benefits, maybe more muscular, no, not muscular, more like joint things. So you can take things like omega-3, which can help with joints, which you get naturally from fish anyway. So there's a lot of aspects that go into play with it, but that is the main concept of this video. I hope you guys enjoy, and I hope you like this sort of style of video. If you want me to do more videos, make sure you hit the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and I'll see you very soon.
I'm a lone wolf. I'm a lone wolf. I'm a